everyone. Welcome to another interesting episode on Your View. I am Morayo Afolabi Brown. As always, I have my lovely co-host here with me. Hi, ladies.
Good morning.
How you guys doing?
We're doing very well.
Jimmy, what's up?
I had a restful weekend.
Great.
With family and friends. I'm just grateful to God for the new year. It's a new start, and, so many things planned. And you're just waiting and watching and hoping for a great year. I'm grateful to God for family and friends who are very supportive and just being there generally. God has been faithful thus far.
Great. Tope, how are you?
Awesome. Not entirely comfortable with everything that is my reality right now, but I'm so excited about what I have planned that, like my pastor would say, borrow the joy from the future. So I have like a clear picture of what I want to achieve, the impact, the influence, the jobs. And so I am drawing from that joy to feel my heart right now. And so I am happy.
Right. Okay, how are you doing?
Morayo. My children came back on Saturday.
Oh, fine.
So I went to pick them up at the airport on Saturday. And something happened. I took my sister somewhere and I was driving. I decided to clear off the road to like gather my small change that was just hanging all over the car. All of a sudden, some cars just came. One blocked me behind, another towing van by my side that they are fan, what's it called? They are, fan people.
Okay.
Officials.
The fan officials that they have been. Why did I said, I don't understand how Nigerians, how we deal with situations. First of all, on the wall, what was written was that no parking. There was no waiting on that wall.
No stopping.
There was no stopping on that wall. Just no parking. I'm inside my car. I was doing something. So, and you are the same people that will say when you want to take a call, clear on the this thing to take your call. If you, I don't know how we enforce laws in our country. Do we're praying for change? How would that change come?
So you've
been mandated to go and raise revenue. Is that how to raise revenue? To harass people? I mean, this third grade that they practice, and
government needs money.
No, but it's wrong. Should we continue to celebrate wrong things and say that because they want to raise money? It's wrong. I came prepared today, but anyway, the weekend was very good. My children are back.
You didn't have to pay.
School. Huh?
You didn't have to pay.
Why would I pay? I was ready to go to court with them.
All right.
Mariah, how was your weekend?
How's your baby?
My kids were very ill.
Yeah.
All of them, malaria, mouth ulcer. So I was dealing with that all
Are they
weekend.
getting better or getting worse?
They're getting better because
I think they handed over to one of them.
Yes, they kept handing over to the
twins.
others. So the third ones, the three of them, all three had it. So, but they started school today, so a lot of drama.
Yeah.
But I like the drama. I'm down one help, so I'm
having
more
to work
active,
more,
which is good. I think it's giving me an opportunity to exercise more, so it's good. All right, let's take a quick break. When we come back, we'll look at the front pages of the newspaper. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us, starting with the Nation. Picture here, Bring Back Our Girls, started back their protest in Abuja, led by Obi Ezekwesili. EFCC grills 5 ex-NNPC boss over $153 million transfer. Bakare seeks restructuring and rejig of forex policy. Adeboye to Christians, serve God in spirit and in truth. We'll reopen Lautech, says Ajimobi.
Yeah, praise God.
And APC slams fellowship for diversion of Paris Club refund.
So
Lots of stories here.
I have the story of APC.
Okay.
Slamming Fayose. Now, the Paris Club fund was given from the federal government to the states to cover up salaries. And according to APC, the Fayose had only paid 1 month out of owing 8 months of salary, and that they are saying that he's in cohorts with the labor leaders within his state, and that's how come the money he paid without employing or increasing salaries was double what he should have paid for 1 month. That there's corruption involved, and that the labor leaders are not speaking up because they are fighting for their own private interest. So basically, I think that they should take it to court if they have that much
BBOG,
Yeah,
Bring Back Our Girls campaigners, yesterday, Sunday, celebrated 1,000 days of the abduction of the Chibok girls, and in their march in Abuja to the Aso Villa, they were stopped by policemen and women, and they said, we weren't even going to Aso Villa itself, we were just protesting. And then they put their flyers on the walls and on the bridges, just saying that the federal government is doing exactly what they condemned President Jonathan for doing, which is there is no account at all of the present state of these girls. Oh, this is what we are doing, no. This is how much we have done. This is how much we have failed. But that they are not even accountable to anybody, no information to whatsoever. That how are they different from what we condemned in the President Jonathan's administration?
That's arguable because
communication.
Because just Friday here, one of the girls that was
was
found.
found.
And even you can't even give all the information that you have, all the intelligence.
Intelligence.
Yes, intelligence.
So that's arguable. But let's move on
I want the welfare. They should publicize what they're doing to bring the children back into the society. The ones that have been found, how well are they
They
taken care
mentioned
of?
that of IDPs and that what are they doing? That there's just no information
No
anywhere.
information.
And then federal government telling us about a girl that just wandered onto the streets. It's different from that. We went to go and rescue her.
They got her from Sambisa for us
No,
now.
she wandered onto the streets.
Okay. All right. Moving on to Vanguard. Herdsmen on rampage. Kills 7 in Delta and Kaduna. 5 soldiers, 3 policemen killed in Adamawa, Yobe. We are surprised that these killings, says Khan. We're not ready with our comments yet, says police. Christians obey Khan directives, dress in black. Rivers Christian leaders protest Southern Kaduna killings. Picture here of the Thanksgiving service yesterday at the Lagos House. Oil marketers responsible for cooking gas, kerosene scarcity, says NNPC. How to leverage opportunities in the stock market, Oscar Onyema. And former First Lady spent £32,000 and landing costs for private jets in London.
The herdsmen on rampage. Sopa just whispered to me now that Khan is politicizing the matter, and I just said, regardless, we're losing human lives. This weekend is now policemen, meaning that these herdsmen, they are not even afraid of anybody. You know, you killed 5 police. The article says 5.
Okay, 5 soldiers and 3 policemen.
Policemen, you know, and it's getting worse. Just last week, the president was saying that soldiers should go into the southern Kaduna and quell this violence. What they're saying in the report is that while policemen were sent there and there were heavy gunshots, that the soldiers did not come to rescue anyone. And I was saying to myself, what if they don't have the right ammunition, the right equipment? Will they go in there to go and be beheaded also?
Okay, let's
Let's talk about the oil marketers. NNPC saying that the hike in kerosene and LPG, that's the cooking gas, is as a result of the marketers. What the NNPC they're saying is that they have, you know, tried as much as possible to continue to bring in products into the country, but they're not getting that support from marketers. And once there's no support from marketers, it reduces the quantity available, the scarcity, and of course there will be, you know, price hike.
Because from 4,000 is 5,500.
Yeah, 5,500. And there are also speculations, you know, that even the petrol price might even go up, because right now it has gone up to about 203 naira landing cost. So hopefully, let's see how that plays out. But I wanted to know how the marketers would have reacted. Let's hear their own part, why they are not importing, because it might be linked to Forex or something.
Who read the drama that happened to First Lady?
It's in the Punch. It's in the Punch, but we want to take other stories in the Punch. So let me quickly say, it's short actually. The First Lady's aide, Mrs. Yemisi Ajayi, Olumide Ajayi, was responding to allegations by Sahara reporters that the First Lady lands in London with £3,200. Her landing charges in London with her private jets is £3,200, and they're saying that former First Lady Jonathan former first lady.
No, she
there
said
are names in the article.
Aisha, Buhari
me,
said
I did not see
I
the
say I
news.
read it
Okay.
in
I read it
Punch
as
and
well.
Vanguard.
Okay,
I read it.
Mentioned patient Jonathan
Yaradua.
and Yaradua.
Yes.
That they used to land in London with 32,000 pounds. So
yeah.
why are you shouting on just 3,200? How much is it?
That they should stop.
They did not say, why are you shouting? How much is it? Paraphrase.
I'm paraphrasing.
Moving on to Punch. Governance Code. Minister FRSC boss clash over Adeboye others. Law created to weaken the church, says Khan. 1,000th day police block BBOG protesters from Aso Rock. Driver steals boss's car, dog over unpaid salaries. 5,000 naira beneficiaries selected 2 years ago, says presidency. Bakari condemns CBN forex policy, high interest rates. Federal government to demolish illegal structures along Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. Federal High Court redeploys Abang, Lima, 9 others. Ex-First Lady spent 32,000 pounds as landing fee, says Aisha Buhari. Herdsmen kill 4 policemen, 5 others in Adamawa. And ex-Niger governor Kure dies in Germany. These are the Adeboye stories. Lots of stories.
Okay, should we take the Adeboye
Let's start with
story?
the FRSC story because
Okay.
it was trending all weekend.
Yes, so the Financial Regulatory Commission of Nigeria,
Yes.
FRCN, led by, you see, Jumoke, you're forgetting the man's Obazi.
Yes.
That's his name.
Yes.
Is in conflict with the Minister of Trade, Industries
Industry.
and Investments, Mr. I can't remember his name. Anyway, the issue is that the minister had told the FRCN Executive Secretary Obazi that he should put a hold on
Back
the
in October.
regulation
Yes.
of that any NGO must not have a head for over 20 years.
Or 70 years.
Or if you're 70 years
Or if you're
old, you
70
have to
years
step
old.
down.
Which was why Pastor Adeboye of RCCG stepped down and made Pastor Obayemi
his
the new head
Yes.
of
In Nigeria.
RCCG.
Nigeria.
But so these two executive secretary of FRCN and the minister are saying, I told you to put a stay on that.
They took him to court.
I told
This
you to
is
put
a-
a stay on that
Yeah,
regulation,
yeah.
and the Obaze is saying that no, we need to start now.
Yeah.
Let everybody start to adjust.
And the news out there is that they actually took him to court. And
Yeah, they took him to court. He said that they took him to court.
And they actually won. Not the
Yes.
the can actually not can, but the Christian organization lost the case. And I guess maybe that's why.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
why
Basi
it's
is
been
going
implemented.
ahead.
They
Going
took him
ahead.
to court. I think it's a hot topic
Laudable.
that we should
yeah.
talk about
Bring-
extensively. Bring
bring
back,
somebody.
yes.
And make everyone understand because
Yeah, what it involves.
I heard that it's
It's a
actually been a law that's been set since Jonathan's era, and but all the
all
Christian
been-
organizations tried to put a stay on it for so long. But right now,
Obazi's accusation is major. He kept saying that the Muslims, Orthodox churches didn't fight this law. NGOs didn't fight this. It is basically Pentecostal
Pentecostals.
churches. There's a whole lot going on and we need to talk about it.
why do
Okay.
Pentecostal
Talk about-
churches want to stay for more than 20 years?
we'll talk about it as a hot
It's a
topic. another
spiritual
day.
matter.
Talk
The
about
driver,
the presidency.
okay, the
Talk
president,
about
okay.
Human angle.
Presidency saying that they selected
5,000
these
beneficiaries.
2 years,
2 years
ago.
ago. Well, they said the measure they used was one report that World Bank brought
CC.
out.
It's called
They are,
CCT.
they are looking at local government areas that are like the poorest part of the nation. The only thing that just cringed my spirit when I read that story. So 2 years ago,
Aha.
my
had the
financial status
Has not changed.
Has not changed.
God bless
And
you.
you call yourself a leader that is successful?
God bless
I
you.
don't
Did they say they're
Height of
successful?
I
failure.
don't understand. So,
No, let me
I'm
explain
saying
it.
that they had selected these people 2 years ago.
Okay.
So it means that these same people are the people they will still go and meet after 2 years, Mariah. You are still where you are. Is that not a big failure on leadership?
all right, let's not over.
I wanted to take the human angle story of a boy who stole his Oga's
The driver.
He stole the Oga's car, dog, TV,
TV,
anything he could see because he said that
Yes,
Christmas was coming
decoder twice.
and his family depended on him for Christmas. He didn't have shoes. They
What
didn't
happened
have
was
money.
that the boss actually he used to work with him. Traveled. The guy used to work with him. Last time he worked with him was in August.
Yes.
No,
He
that's
said that
another boss.
He used to work with this guy some time ago, and he left him in August.
Yeah. About
Now,
6 or 8
now
months.
what happened was that before that time, the man was owing him 8 months' salary, and because the boss himself had issues, he had
That's
financial
another
issues.
boss. He
It's
had
the
to
same
leave
guy.
that one. He now left that one because the guy couldn't pay him salaries again. So he now started working with this new guy. He said his former boss was a very good man to him, that he sent him to university. But that when he left, he couldn't continue his education.
what I read.
So his
That's not what I
new
read.
boss traveled to Delta State.
No, that's not what I read.
Okay,
It's the
don't
same
worry,
guy.
I'll confirm.
It's the same guy.
boss.
It's the same guy. Anyway, let's move our final paper this one, which unfortunately we can't talk into. Church dealers, others blow hot. 20 houses, shops burnt as fire, Rex Ado Ekiti. Bring Back Our Girls campaigners, police clash over march on Aso Rock. Panic over feared Boko Haram fighters' presence in Lagos. Bakari to Buhari, time to rejig your cabinet. That Bakari story was pretty interesting. That article was pretty insightful. But unfortunately,
the president needs to put round pegs in round holes and rejig his cabinet. They need to change the CBN policy, reduce interest
and most people
rates.
keep going back to this Lee Kuan Yew in Singapore, his success and how he turned Singapore around, and we honestly need to look into that. All right, that's all we can take a front page review. When we come back, our hot topic today: why private sector prefer foreigners to indigents, and later we speak about Adamawa State's governor's plan to close down IDP camps in the state. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for staying with us. A Nigerian Twitter user has aired his views on the preference given to foreigners by Nigerian companies when it comes to job seeking. He said, even if a Nigerian has more qualification than the white man in a job search, the latter still gets the job because of his termed the white privilege. According to him, you can have 2 BScs, 1 master's, 3 PhDs, and still lose a job in Nigeria to a foreigner. That's just a plumber in Ukraine. They will now give him a luxurious apartment, 2 Hilux driver, and Mopo escort. Somebody that can't pass GSS1 into just on intro. Now, what are your thoughts on this? You can call us on 070-8066-8014. You can tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag YourViewTVC so we can read your tweet. When I read the story, I don't totally agree with him, because the truth is that there was a time this used to happen back in the day, about 10 years ago, 6, 7 years, where I know I got my first job just because I just got back.
You just got back.
I didn't have a clue what I was doing. But now, it's different.
This is about a foreigner.
Yes,
it is not about Nigerian coming back. Let's still put that aside. That still happens, like it or not, because once you speak, people just feel like, oh,
you just got back.
Yeah. So, but this is about foreigner, and it is still happening. It is still happening. And when I read through the research, the article pointed out to the fact that even when it comes to your Tyler, you use a Benenoa, the Togolese. When it comes to your furniture, when it comes to things you're building, the issues on ground is about integrity, honesty, dignity of labor, hard work, commitment to the job. So you will see a Lebanese man, because my husband deals with a Lebanese man that was brought in to head in Nigerian, and the guy was like, the guy that was in his position before didn't have any brain. The Igbo man that reports to him said that he had brain, that when they brought you, this guy started to not put himself into the job again. The Lebanese part is that he's so committed to the job, even though he's working for a Nigerian, he's in the office morning to night. His Nigerian counterpart was not half as committed as him, wasn't committed in bringing solutions to the issues going on. So if the boss is evaluating both people, he would definitely choose the white man. Now, we can't take away the fact that Nigerians have a fear and worship of the white skin.
Yes.
Neocolonialism.
Still going on. Yeah. But how committed and hardworking are the Nigerians complaining?
You see, for example, maybe a contractor, a foreign contractor, on the roads in Nigeria, the contractor he's actually in lounging, sending the supervisor. He is there. The foreigner is there on the job with them, monitoring.
God bless you.
So when they hire a foreigner, you now wonder, why would you hire?
Integrity, honesty.
I agree with both of you. I agree with both of you entirely, because I'm an employer of labor, and I'm going to look at competence above that you are my Nigerian brother or sister. Who cares that when I need to get my job well done? For instance, family members will say that, you didn't help me find job. When I know that you're going to be lax on the job, I'd rather go and do my work and come and give you 5K, 10K if that's what you want, as far as my job is getting done. So we should stop complaining about people giving preferential treatment to expatriates. What does the expatriate bring to the table that you do not have? So it's not just about having 2 BScs and 2 masters and 2
one PhD.
PhDs.
But the
That's
argument,
not
Jumoke,
it.
is
It's
if you-
not
if
just
you don't
at the
learn-
academics.
Yeah.
It is about your skill set,
That's what I'm
your
saying. But the
mindset.
Nigerian will tell you, Jumoke, on the other hand of that, how will I have experience if you don't give me the opportunity to have the experience? I'm going to learn on your job. Now, if you give me the opportunity to learn from your own job, if I go elsewhere, I can become an expert. But if you don't give an opportunity, how will I learn? Because the man, the Oyinbo who is coming, had a platform in his country
Can I say
where he's now exportable to my country. Yeah.
You know, when you employ foreigners, because I stay sometimes around all these expatriates that come from outside the country, when you see their phones that they are using, I think I can mention the
Balasa.
3310.
Malasa.
You know, there is a mindset that a foreigner has that Nigerians have not been able to have. That mindset of, you know
Really?
what, I am here for the job and I want to do the job. Nigerians, you're employed in the top oil company and the next thing you're thinking is how to buy a Mercedes-Benz that you cannot maintain, how to buy this, how to buy that, because of that mindset. When my sister went to do her master's degree, she said something that it wasn't focused on academics. It was focused on recalibrating her mind. You know, they begin to give you that ability to critically think and look at situations and find solutions to that situation. We are in the process of building our greenhouse in the farm. And my husband and the brother went to the farm and they were telling this guy that this thing is bent. And the guy said, no, our guy is straight. I said, I can stand from here and I'm seeing that it's bent. Do you understand? So by the time he was done, he fixed it. He now saw that it was bent. Do you know what my husband was saying? That when you pay that extra, because we were upset when they said when we heard that a big shopping mall brought in expatriates to come and lay tiles. They lodged him in a penthouse in a hotel and he was earning heavy serious currency. We were upset, but the truth is that you think that any business person or any company would deliberately want to spend money if they have found that competence in Nigeria. They would not have to go elsewhere. So for the people that are clamoring about this thing, you see that mindset of I have 2 masters. It is not masters that gives you the job. It is that somebody has seen that this person is dedicated to the work and you're bringing solution.
If I have permission to actually share this story, actually the TVC story is very similar. When we started this building, the same thing, we had a Nigerian contractor, he brought in Nigerians, and my boss then was frustrated. Everything was dilapidating, they're using poor quality. It got to a point where they say, you know what, let's just bring in Indians. We actually had to fly in Indians to come and fix, do the regular tiling, do the carpet, all the stuff. The Indians, they came here, it cost us more to do it. But the point is that we Nigerians would rather just collect the big money and do the shoddy job.
You see, you were mentioning before that, what if I don't give you the opportunity?
Yes.
Now, if 2 of you bring your CVs to me and I give the expatriates the opportunity without giving you the opportunity, that may seem unfair. But with hindsight and experience, when I have seen that Nigerians, when you employ them now, today they are doing wedding, tomorrow is their mother died, next tomorrow their grandfather died. The expatriate is only coming here to do the
work
job
and get the heck out.
You know? So you have to give them the preference.
Back to honesty. So you give somebody, you award a regular, we are here now, you award them a contract. By the time they are quoting for you, they quote times 10 what they need.
God bless
and
you.
they will use less than the one they were supposed to use. You know, we need to go back to...
But foreigners do that too.
I think
foreigners do that too.
And mainly based on influence from Nigerians. I think that we should stop complaining about what we don't have and focus on how to change the narrative for ourselves.
Okay, let me take this call from Kaduna. Thanks for calling. Are you there?
They'll be the one to tell you.
Hello.
Thanks for calling. Go ahead, please.
Good morning, ladies.
Morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, I enjoy your shows from here in Kaduna.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yes, I want to say something about this topic of employing expatriates. Hello?
Yes, we can hear you. Go ahead, please.
Yes. We have had that experience in Kaduna when they brought in doctors from Egypt. They were paid like $1 million in every month. But eventually we discovered that some of them don't even have up to a diploma. And they could not even they could not even diagnose ordinary malaria. All of them had to leave when they were discovered. It was a fraud. So people should be careful the type of people they employ in labor of expatriates.
Yes, thank you very much.
Okay,
now, from what he was saying, because that was the point I was trying to make, that you see, when you now have Nigerians that are competent at their job, can you please pay them what you would pay an expatriate? Because you see, another problem I think we have in Nigeria is that because you see that this person is a Nigerian, but the person can deliver equal quality of job without that person. You pay this person peanuts, and you now look at that foreigner and you now pay that person 3-4 times the amount you will pay the Nigerian. So you see, that thing that, okay, when you have employment, when you want to put in your salaries or remuneration and all that, can you please be fair? Okay. Do you understand, in terms of structure building? Because my father, for instance now, he's a contractor with a company in Kaduna State. And there is absolutely, when they give him a job, they go to sleep. Because they know that if it is Esenosa that is doing this contract, they will get that job. But you see, the thing is, they will always want to now cut corners, try to make it look like, oh, you are not doing, but you are good at your job, so pay him well.
Yeah, let me take this call. Thanks for calling. Are you there? Jerry.
Hello.
Thanks for calling. Go ahead, please.
Hello.
Morning. We can hear you.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, Jerry.
We can hear you. Go ahead.
I think we lost him.
All right.
I wanted to take a mention that, you see, the thing is, even as some Nigerians still put in their best, 100%. So employers and human resources officials shouldn't just look at it and say, human resource officials shouldn't just look at it and say that if it's a Nigerian, it might not be bringing the best. Let's give people benefit of the doubt. Let them test them out before you sign off or rule out someone. Before
all Nigerians must know that they are ambassadors of Nigerians wherever they find themselves. Because of you, somebody else may be losing their job because you're giving one employer a bad experience. I mean, if you are asking that, I want to serve you even without being paid, and you prove yourself, I think eventually you will earn the money you ought to earn.
Let me take this call from Ian Akwaja. Kings, are you there?
Yeah, I'm
Princely, thanks for calling. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, thank you very much. I'm happy. I'm a first-time caller.
Hey. Welcome to the show.
Today. All right, on the topic you are discussing, I work in the manufacturing industry, a multinational industry, and we've had series of experiences with hiring expatriates. You know, these guys, sometimes we look at them based on the color of their skin. So it's not all of them that are that good, the way we used to look at them. But we also have outstanding Nigerians that are very diligent in their jobs, but because of this color black, we look at them that we don't even want to give them a trial. We see, recently we decided to start patronizing our local professionals because we've seen a lot of failures, even from the so-called expatriates in the past, where you give them a job, they will tell you that they need enough time, long time, you give them that time.
No. Okay, let me take a few tweets before we run off. Odo says, no matter how we look at it, we look down on our own, even if we know he or she is capable of doing the job right. DM Global Health says, I have a first degree master's and by God's grace about to complete my PhD. I'm more focused on my skills and competencies.
All right, we have to run off. The same mentality when we go to the malls to buy one pepper for 800 naira. When you now go to Yasikira, that pricing, no, 50 naira now, that kind of thing. It's the same mentality. So we're all guilty of the same thing. Let's take a quick break. When we come back, Adamawa State Governor plans to close down IDP camps. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for staying with us. According to reports that we read, the Adamawa State government says it will close all internally displaced persons camps in the state January 2017. According to the Deputy Governor of the state, Mr. Martins Babale, the administration was not happy with the continuous existence of the IDPs in camps across the state following the return of the inmates to their homes. We will take steps, including encouraging them to settle in villages. We will collaborate with all stakeholders to make sure that between now and January 30th, everyone has left the camps. Now, why is the government planning to relocate them this early? Joining us on the show from Abuja office is a head and Media Communication Presidential Committee on the Northeast Initiative, Al-Kazim Abdul Qadri. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you very much. Good morning to you all in the studio.
And with us in the studio, we have women rights activist Ngozi Nwosu-Juba. Welcome to the show, madam.
Thank you. Good morning.
You can call us on 0708-0668-014. You can tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag YourViewTVC so we can read your tweets. Let me start with Al-Kazim in Abuja. Why are there plans to relocate these, to resettle them already in the villages? Are they ready for this relocation? The IDPs, I mean.
This is coming because there's an international convention that governs the management of IDPs and refugees, which is referred to as the Kampala Convention. The Kampala Convention says as soon as you can be able to establish that there's peace and stability, then it is okay for you to resettle IDPs and refugees. At the moment in the Northeast, peace is returning to certain communities in Adamawa State, in Yobe State, and Borno State. It is against this background that the IDPs are being returned to their communities.
Well, are the communities ready to receive them? I mean, because a lot of these communities were burnt, abandoned. The structures are no more available. Are these communities ready to receive the number of people being relocated back to them?
Yes, absolutely. What is going on in the Northeast at the moment is that there's massive reconstruction going on in certain communities. So, for example, in Adamawa State, areas around Michika, Hong are being rebuilt. In Borno State, areas around Bama are also being rebuilt. And so also in Yobe State, areas around Buniyadi are also being rebuilt. These reconstructions are being taken on by state governments and also the federal government. Our committee and the Presidential Committee for Victim Support Fund have been carrying out massive reconstruction in the Northeast.
I have a question for the activists. And do you think that the government is ready for these relocations?
Well, I think when we say government is ready, I think we also need to think about the people who are being relocated, yeah? Not just the government wanting them to relocate. And because of this, I knew I was coming here, I did some research. Unfortunately, I spoke to someone who also belongs to this committee that he belongs to. And she made it clear to me that they were inaugurated October. End of October. After that inauguration, I don't think anything else has happened. Yeah.
Wow.
And then all of a sudden, in January, you are telling these people to go. And even a member of that committee as well, I spoke to her 2 days ago, and she said her name is Asma Ujoda. I actually asked her permission to mention her name. She said to me that someone, because 95% of the people who are to be relocated are actually not from Adamawa, of the IDPs, and actually not from Adamawa State. 95% of them are from Borno. Gosa, you know. About 5% of them are from Adamawa and Yobe. Okay. You know, so what construction has happened in Borno? Because on Saturday, an IDP tried to go back on her own, and she fled back to Adamawa. And I'm saying it, it's not speculation. It's something I spoke to someone who would know in Borno State, in Adamawa State. So what is the level of government preparedness to send these people? Let's not talk about buildings. What about their psychology? What about their life that's been taken away? In terms of psychosocial repair, what has happened? And they actually have just 3 camps that are government camps. Okay. They have so many settlements that NGOs, international NGOs are taking care of. Is government aware of those?
Let me let Alcody respond to that. Alcody, did you hear her? Would you like to respond to that, please?
Yes, I heard her. Well, the truth of the matter is that even though PCNI was inaugurated in October, it is indeed a coordinating committee. But there are also other actors who are in the field, and they are working on a daily basis. These actors include state governments, they include committees like the Presidential Committee on Victim Support Fund, they include the international donor organizations like WFP, like UNFPA, like USAID, like the EU, and so many of them. And one thing she should take into perspective is the fact that Borno State was the epicenter of this tragedy. Yes. As such, the destruction in Adamawa and Yobe states is not as much on a scale to what happened in Borno State.
So are they relocating
such,
just...
Yobe State and Adamawa State...
Sorry, are they relocating just from Adamawa State?
There's delay.
Okay, the timeline is for Adamawa State, end of January, and also for Yobe State. But for Borno State, the larger scale of the relocation will happen in May. The governor has set a deadline of May 29th to do this relocation. it is important to note that we are governed by the Kampala Convention, which says that if there's no adequate peace and stability, there's no way we will ask these IDPs to return to their communities.
Right.
It's very important to keep this in mind.
So, Abdul Kazim, the reports we have said that NEMA has shut down 6 out of the 10 in Adamawa already, and that about 90% of those that are in that camp have already been relocated. What is the assessment you have, being that you're a member of the committee, on how they've been integrated back into the society where they are, before you now shut down the remaining camps? Because they said about 90%, meaning that out of 100,000, they have less than 10,000 in the camp right now. So if 90,000 people are back, how have you ensured that they are back properly and comfortable where they are before you shut down, so that they can, if they want to run back, there must be somewhere they can run back to? What's their condition?
Absolutely. Absolutely. One of the major key factors on why they were even able to relocate back is that the fact that the Defense Headquarters and the Nigerian Army have stepped up roving operations by air to see that these areas are not further attacked. And also communities like the VSF have gone into these communities to ensure that they do programs around agriculture, because most of these people are farmers. So they've been able to give them agricultural seedlings so that these people can go back to farming, and have also encouraged them to do dry season farming. Organizations like the UNFPA have also come in with psychosocial support to ensure that these people are able to resettle because of the kind of trauma that they have gone through. So these are some of the measures that we have taken, and we consistently continue to engage them. Security subcommittees, our humanitarian subcommittees go there to hold town hall meetings with them to see what their issues are, what the gaps are, so that we can begin to ensure that they are safe, not only that they are safe, that they relocate back in safety and in harmony.
All right, yes.
Yeah, in the papers this morning, there were reports of herdsmen attack, you know, even in Adamawa State, just this morning, and we read in the papers. And now we know that predominantly herdsmen, you know, they go to villages and they attack people, farmers as well. They try to steal their farm produce and all that. So how secure is that, you know, that part for them? Because I know that financially they are going back into farming, but how would their farmlands and whatever be protected against all this herdsmen attack that has been also rampant?
For farmers in the Northeast, the predominant problem has been the mining of their farms. Boko Haram, while they were leaving, left landmines in most of the major farms. It's one of the major primary responsibilities of the army at the moment is to ensure that they demine those farms before some of the farmers are able to go back to their farms. After demining, one of the things that the Chief of Defense Staff has also done is to ensure that he establishes battalions in some areas. So, for example, Buniyadi in Yobe State now has the 27th Task Force battalion, which actually stemmed an attack last night. And also in Bama, we have the 22 Garrison Brigade, which also ensures that there's security around that area. Security is not only for the farmers, but including the IDPs.
Before we let you go,
so security happens to be the top priority for the army in these areas.
All right, one question before we let you go. Concerning health care, because a lot of these returnees are mothers, children, they have a lot of babies. How prepared are we to accommodate the health requirements of these people? Then I'll let you throw in her own question also.
And my question was, the activist has said that 90% of the people in Adamawa are from Borno. So if you close down the Adamawa camps, they're supposed to be heading back home to Borno. How safe is it to go back to Borno?
Okay, so two questions in one. Go ahead.
Some of the IDPs in Adamawa State are not from Borno, they're from Adamawa State. And those people will be going back to their local governments. Earlier on, I mentioned some of those local governments to be areas like Michika local government, Hong local government, and areas around Askira Uba. Askira Uba is in Borno State, and it is relatively safe at the moment. And some of the IDPs will be going back to those local governments which are safe in Borno State. no IDP will be going back to areas in Borno that are not safe.
All right,
okay. Once more, I reiterate that we are governed by the Kampala Convention. On healthcare, what we have done is to rebuild some of the hospitals in certain communities. And we're also very thankful to health interventions by international donor organizations like the MSF, who have roving doctors, Doctors Without Borders, who go into communities to ensure that the IDPs and citizens are well taken care of.
All right. Thanks very much, Abdul Kazim, for staying with us. When we come back, we'll talk to our activists in the studio. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for staying with us. We still have the activists with us, Mrs. Mungozi Nwosu-Juba. Thanks for staying to join us. Now, going by what our guest, Al Kazim in Abuja, just said, what are your thoughts? What are your summation on all he just said?
I think that I would say generally the Nigerian people have been somehow put their faith in this government, thinking that we should just hold on and let this change happen. And I think that our leaders should tell us the truth. We actually need that truth. In November, I was in Mina, where I did an 8-day psychosocial training for a group of people. And all the time when I was in that meeting room, young people kept walking around with their hairs turning red, begging for money, 1 naira, 5 naira, you know, all kinds of small stipends to eat. And these children are not in IDP camps. They are in their parents' houses. Things are really, really bad, and we must say it, you know. This committee that he spoke about, they were inaugurated in October. I would have really listened, I would have really loved to hear what, now he left the committee and he's talking about what other people are doing. Why is the committee in place? We've had so many committees in Nigeria for crying out loud. The committees are the people who get the money that the people on the streets should get. The IDPs is either civil society or community-based organizations or international organizations helping. You are talking about keeping to Kampala Convention. Why should Kampala Convention be the real reason, the yardstick for closing the camps so suddenly? And we're not talking about the Child Rights Act. Have they signed it in their state? Has it been signed in the state? Why is that Kampala Convention so very important? Because we want to look beautiful internationally and regionally. But we don't want to look beautiful in our own country. Why should Child Rights Act be a problem for anybody that loves the young people or women?
Let's go back to this issue of the IDP camps. I thought we should be actually happy and applauding the government that at least we are closing down these camps and then relocating them to their communities. I thought that would be a good thing. But you don't think so?
Because they are suffering in the IDP camps. It
would have been a good thing if we have. I would have loved to say, okay, we have built, if you ask me, like my organization now, it won't be difficult for me to tell you, okay, I have 2 interns joining me in January. That shouldn't be difficult. I would have loved them to tell us, like last year, we have social structures in place in Borno. Do they know that in that same Adamawa, there are more settlements, more than the government camps? Do they know that? Who's resettling those people? And these people, you know, it would have been a beautiful thing to go back to your place. Yes. I would be happy to go back to my place if I face that situation. But if I'm going back and there are landmines that had not really been taken care of, someone went to Goza on Saturday in Borno and ran back to Adamawa, what kind of safety are we talking about?
Let me take
the 21 girls that were found, could they walk on the street when they went back to Borno? There was heavy army taking them back. So that wouldn't be our yardstick to say that the place is safe.
Okay, let me take Abdul Karim from Agbara. Are you there?
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, thanks for calling. Go ahead, please.
All right, I'm first time caller.
Welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show.
Okay, all right. The lady there has spoken very well. The issue of relocating IDP at this early stage is not a welcome development at all. Because as a matter of fact, the issue of committee in Nigeria or in worldwide cannot just be done in a hurry. And people down there in Northeast are passing through a lot of challenges from begging, starving, and sexual harassment of the younger ones on the street.
Now, you people
how easily can the government come up to relocate these people without making adequate provision of the security in the ground? So I think, in my opinion, it's going to be the best interest of Nigeria to ensure that they took time to put all those things in place that will make life comfortable for the people down home there.
Okay.
It's not an issue of looking at government policy to put people there into jeopardy. We know a lot of money are coming from different international donors. But where is this money going to? This money.
All right. Thank you, Abdul Karim. Yes, Tokwe.
Al-Kazim said a lot is going on, but I feel I'm still not convinced about how prepared the government is for what they are saying. And I'm worried about the people that are moving from IDPs to the villages, as if they are going from fry pan to fire, because guess what? Even the IDPs, like, have been fried from the pictures we saw from what is going on, the malnourishment and the children that cannot get food in IDPs. How would they get food where the line mines might be on their farmsteads? $240 million is coming to the Northeast from USAID. And we have 12 billion naira that the government has set aside for development of the Northeast. How is this money going to be spent? Would it get to those that really need it? I think that I'm still yet to be convinced.
All right, let me take this call from Yakub. Yakub, are you there?
I'm there. Well, good morning, everybody. Morning. Good morning to you guys. I think it is welcome idea to close down the IDP camp.
Oh, really?
The reason is this. Mariah, I can tell you that some people have become a billionaire.
True IDP camps.
Thank you. Remain in that IDP camp because there's some certain money that made for those people, and then they corner the money, and then nobody has a question. Even the one that we hear on social media, and even including television artists, that somebody has been taking money for grass and all that. Nobody heard anything about it. See, Morayo, the only problem I have with this government is this: when you close down the IDP, you should make sure that the security of these people is paramount to you, because our military is overstretched, because we don't have the human capacity to make sure that we mount security to those people. Thank you, God bless you.
Thank you.
So my final question, I've always said on this table that you don't need to give me your modus operandi, but as a government, you must always be honest so that people can trust you. What do you expect of the government for you to be satisfied that, yes, we are ready to close down all our IDP camps?
I think that what we expect is transparency. Like you said, how can you be in an ID camp where governments are investing, seriously, and you are hungry right there? You know, what's happening to the monies committed to their feeding? There's no transparency. We are not saying, tell us, you've killed 20 people today, this is how you use it, the ammunition you use and all that. We are saying that people need to know, like you mentioned the monies coming out, being given by USAID and every other group, you know. How is it being spent? How much rice and beans do you take? I'm not saying like the little details, but is there anyone who can give us information to say, these are even the number of people that fled? When we have the number, we can say this. No, we don't have data.
I think this thing you're talking about, it lies solely in the people that have decided that they want to serve in IDP camps, because we heard of stories of people embezzling bags of rice that were meant to feed the people. So it's not like the government has not provided these things. There are people that are manning those people. So I think we should talk more on to the consciences of Nigerians. Do you understand? You're in a position to help people. Why can't you just be there to serve and be selfless?
What has been done to the allegation of somebody using millions to cut grass at the IDP camps? Have we heard anything of that?
And the thing
so
is
if you don't punish misconduct,
if you're a leader, if something goes wrong, I'm going to hold the leader responsible. I don't know who I think that Mora is the leader here. If anything goes wrong here, I'm not going to start looking for camera person, or I'm going to hold you responsible. That's why I'm a leader. I'm the project director of my organization. If we don't do well, it's my fault.
All right.
So
Thank
the
you very much,
leader has
Ngozi.
to do it, get it right.
Thank you very much, Ngozi. Appreciate it all. I had to just remind our viewers that we're part of this. We care for IDP camps. There are nearly 1 million children are suffering from acute malnutrition in the IDP camps. Since it's the season to give, please, if you can do 1,000 naira, we're trying to raise, I think it's 15 billion or so, or 1 billion naira, to give to the IDP camps. What happens if there's an organization, 1 billion naira, trying to put together this money and take it? They're going to be looking at the area of feeding, healthcare, and security for them. So those are the various, the 3 parts. Please go to www.idps.org. That's all we can take on the show today. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Bye.